Hi, I'm Daphne. What are 7 things that you can let go of to improve your life? But you might be carrying a lot of emotional baggage around with you every day, and you don't even realize you're doing it. So there's like little habits, little thought patterns that we think about on a regular basis. And sometimes it's things we can control, sometimes it's things we can't control. So, let's dive in. So, one of the things you can't always control are the people in your environment. And they're the energy suckers or the energy vampires. There's the analogy of the bushel of crabs. Because if you put one crab in a bucket, that crab will crawl out. But if there's more than one crab, more than two crabs, they will drag that crab that's trying to escape back into the bucket to their doom. So a lot of times people in our lives are like those crabs. They don't want to see us escape because of their jealousy. They don't want to lose us. They don't want to lose us, or they don't want to see us succeed. So they're the people that hold us back. Or just be aware of what they're doing, and maybe not fill them in on your goals and hopes and dreams, because they will sabotage you. So be mindful of that. The second thing is to let go of how you identify yourself. A lot of people identify themselves as, oh, that's my OCD or my ADHD or my arthritis or my anxiety, my depression. I hear it every day. Like, everybody's got a diagnosis these days, and it's like infused into their identity. And it's really sad because that's how they're labeling themselves. That's their identity, and they really don't need to do that. So, I'm a happy person that's having a bad day, or I'm having a sad day. So I'm not depressed. I'm not suffering from depression, or I don't have depression that day. And I know there's people that haven't, and I'm not downplaying it at all. But I'm just asking you to entertain the idea of thinking about, what if it was a little bit different? And I know people that have chronic ailments and illnesses that have been diagnosed, and they are all in, and there's nothing you can do to help them to change their mindset. They have to decide on their own. And this is just, an exercise in trying a different thought process, to not identify yourself as your ailment or your disability. I know some disabilities, my dad is blind, so he can't do anything about that. There's nothing he can do. But he doesn't identify himself as the blind man. He identified himself before his stroke. He identified himself as a martial artist, because that's what he was proud of, and that was his identity. And a martial artist and a proud husband and father who happened to be blind. And he was capable of doing a lot of things. So that's just one example. Another thing you can let go of is the comparison trap. I know this world, we're always comparing ourselves to people that are doing really well, people that have the fancy sports car, the nice house, or the whatever. I can compare myself to Oprah Winfrey. Like, it's like looking at the top of it, looking from the bottom of the mountain all the way to the top, and just being so completely overwhelmed that you just want to give up. So instead, I can look up to the next person that's up the next rung of the ladder, and say, okay, they have the roadmap. They know how they got there. Let me follow that person and see. And of course, I'm going to be my own person. I don't want to be exactly like everybody else. I want to be me, and I would want everybody else to be their own person, be their authentic self. So say you look at somebody that has all these qualities that you admire. So it's okay to admire somebody with their qualities and their gifts, and maybe you can take little pieces of each person that you admire and try to implement them, and say, all right, this person is an athlete. What does an athlete do? They eat a certain way and they exercise a certain way. They have that certain mindset. They're mindful of what goes in their body and how they treat their body. They get enough sleep, and they're doing everything they can for wellness. So a person that is wealthy, okay, what they do? Are they spending it, mindlessly on things that really don't matter, or are they investing in assets instead of buying liabilities? So you start developing their habits over time. So it's not, you want to get rid of that jealousy and that animosity towards a person that has more than you. You want to say, how'd they do it? The next thing you want to let go of is the victim mentality. So the victim mentality, people have had so many traumas in their lives, some, from a very young age, and some, later in life. And sometimes it's almost like the illness mentality or the illness identity, a trauma and identity. You want to say, okay, X, Y, and Z happened to me. Sometimes it happens for you. And please, I'm not downplaying any, really tragic things that have happened to different people. Some things are really horrible, but I'm here to say that things have happened to me over the course of my lifetime. No matter what it was, I keep saying, I'm learning from this, and I'm gonna get better. I've gotten stronger and stronger through every trauma or every setback that I've experienced, and it's made me who I am today. So you have to look at those traumas and those setbacks as things that will build you up and make you stronger. The fifth thing that I would let go of, I don't know if I was been numbering them, but I'm number 5 for letting go of self-judgment. Oh boy, you can do a lot of damage to yourself, a lot of mental, like weighing yourself down mentally with self-judgment. I mean, you made a mistake and that's all you're dwelling on. And you're judging yourself and you're picturing everybody else judging you. And it's really wasting a lot of your precious energy and time, and where you're your own energy vampire doing that. You're self-sabotaging by having self-judgment of yourself. So a lot of times people, I've read this in a book from Gabby Bernstein. She had wrote the book about Judgment Detox. Yes. So she says sometimes the people, many times, those of us that judge ourselves, and I'm saying this because I'm recovering from this and I'm working on not judging myself. So I'm not here to tell you that I'm on top of the mountain and I got it all right, and that's definitely not the case. These are things that I'm learning about myself along the way, and I'm just sharing it with everyone else. So in Judgment Detox, Gabby talks about all the judgment that we have towards ourselves. It just gets so overwhelming when we look outside of ourselves and see somebody else. We're quick to judge, and it's like a release valve from all that pressure of judgment towards ourselves, and it gives us a little bit of a break from all that judgment. So then we feel bad for judging someone else. So we need to stop being so judgmental of ourselves and others. Another thing to let go of, number 6, is letting go of guilt, making decisions out of guilt. You want to, when somebody asks you to do something, ask yourself, do I really want to do this, or am I just doing it because I feel guilty? So, like when my kids ask me to do something, I'm like, yeah, because I'm just so happy and excited. And when they were little, they would ask me to do something. I would be like, oh, I'm tired. I'm, whatever. I'm drained. I'm doing so many things, but I don't see them. They're adults, so I don't see them all the time. So when they do ask me for something, I'm like, I'm there. So somebody's doing their lawn, so I apologize for the background noise. The 7th thing you want to let go of is being impatient with yourself and your goals. So, I've been doing this YouTube channel, and I've been putting so much pressure on myself, and like, oh, I have to make a video, I have to do this, I have to do that. In order, if I'm going to get to this goal, I got to do this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not having fun. Like, I want to have fun with doing this, because it should be fun. Because if I'm going through this journey, if we're going through this journey through life and we're just dreading everything and we're not having fun in the process and we're not patient with the process, we're just not going to enjoy life. We're going to miss out on so much. So, thank you so much for joining me. I love talking about ways to help people and emotionally, to help them free themselves of a lot of toxic thinking, so they can free themselves, so they can have a better life. So if this video was helpful, or this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.